Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Welcome back. Skyrim Addict podcast, episode 102, 3, something like that. So, this week on the show, a couple quick things. We have now an Etsy shop where we've done t-shirts for the Fallout feed and the Skyrim Addict podcast. So you can check those out. They're $11. They're over at etsy.com/shop/ASA podcasting. Fair warning, the international shipping charges are insane. I'm trying to find a workaround for that, but currently they are ridiculous. Yeah, they just are. If you're buying like multiple, it probably wouldn't be too bad, but for a single one, it's completely insane. So internationally, I apologize. That I have to find a way to fix that. Domestically, it's not bad at all. It's a couple bucks for shipping, and check those out if you like them. Purchase one. Money will go to just keep up with the shows and etc. Like storage and things like that. Thinking about making one specifically for the charity drive, and then that obviously the money from that would go directly to Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Now, speaking of the charity drive, apparently there was a commercial made, and thankfully Jeremy does not listen to this show, but you can hear it here. So here's a little promo for our charity podcast, which will be coming up October 29th, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 10 p.m., which is New York time for those of you who don't know. And we'll be doing all of the shows. Skyrim Addict will be going on. Fallout feed. There will be the return of the Skyrim Roundtable will be that day. It'll be the first episode. The Chatterbox will be doing some. My journey with cystic fibrosis, obviously, since it's for that charity. Game Talk, I believe I said. So all those things will be going on, and we'll have a schedule in the next couple weeks. We kind of hashed it out lightly, so we'll get that more pegged down. But here is the little promo. It's just a minute or so of what's going to be coming up on the charity podcast. And I just listened to this a moment ago and was laughing very, very nicely, drinking my pumpkin beer. Yes, I'm drinking a pumpkin beer. It's 100 degrees out, whatever. Ridiculous. Here we go.
Hey, does anybody know when the 12-hour ASA podcasting charity stream for cystic fibrosis is?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Easy there. I'll tell you. It's October 29th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Don't tell anyone. That's under wraps.
Oh, is it under wraps?
No.
What's under wraps?
I was kidding.
Geez, don't scare me like that. Get me in trouble with Michael. Hey, if you're lucky, you'll get to hear more great parenting advice like this.
Punish the child, punch it in the head.
You throw the baby in the corner.
Flamethrower.
Eat the baby, Jeremy.
Right.
And Jerry's eating babies.
Hey, Victor, did you know Andrew can do some of his son's favorite impressions?
I wouldn't know.
Well, here's a couple of them.
I've been looking forward to this.
Choo choo. A little boat. Choo choo.
Toot toot.
And, of course, those of us here at ASA Podcasting find that
Adorable.
And maybe someone's favorite band by the name of
Meat Shield.
Will join us and sing some of their greatest hits, including
Elephant on roller skates.
Creepy Uncle Laugh, not included. Or what about this one? And finally, Colin's favorite song.
Do you have your crack cocaine in the break?
That's right. All of this could be yours and more if you tune in October 29th between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the ASA Podcasting Cystic Fibrosis charity stream. More details to follow. This commercial is brought to you by ASA Podcasting.
So thank you to Jeremy for that. Yes, we'll be doing the podcast. Also, I believe at the same time we'll be also streaming some gaming on Twitch. So hitting it on two fronts. Hopefully I'm not crazy loud here. I feel a little loud. All right. Yeah, so we'll be hitting it on two fronts, doing these shows and also doing some game streaming. People will be breaking off doing that on Twitch as well. And if you weren't around last year for it, what we did was donations are sent in. You can donate to cff.org however you wish. If you donate through us, through our PayPal link, and then every single penny goes directly to cff.org. We'll be having giveaways. I essentially raffle them off. I just go to, I think it was like random.org or whatever, which is a random number generator. Assign a number to everybody who donates and hit randomize, and then you get whatever prize. Last year it was the Fallout 4 loot crate. This year I'm putting together a couple different things. So there should be a few different giveaways for people who donate. And last year we raised close to $600, like $580. And nothing comes out of the money that's donated. Not even the shipping for the giveaway items and all that stuff. That's just straight out of my pocket. That goes just to help get the thing going. So anyway, that's the charity thing. Let's get back to some Skyrim. So we do have some audio feedback from Dave in a little bit. Not right this second, but we do have that. And I closed out my email. Jesus, that was so stupid. I clicked on something and closed out my email. Sorry about that. I had an email open I wanted to read. Anyway, I've been doing a little Let's Play Skyrim this week, so there'll be 2 episodes of that at least this week. Part 9 of the main quest is out. Part 10 will be coming up. It's a bloodbath in Riverwood these days, but, these things happen. Gmail, here we go. Nothing like being fully prepared. I haven't hopped back into Hynor yet this week. I've just been crazy busy just getting back from vacation and all. And then I lost my laptop charger, which actually wasn't lost. I just put it away in a cabinet and assumed I lost it. Alrighty. So, Joshua had emailed me. He just started listening to the show a few days ago, which is awesome. So he's in the 20s right now, so I don't know if he'll hear this. And he has a ways to go, but he's enjoying it. He originally played on PS3 and had a Wood Elf character, the best, of course, that he went really deep with. Finished all the main quests, no add-ons, all the major side quests, and a slew of smaller ones. Discovered every area on the map, had archery, two-handed, sneak, speech, and smithing all leveled up completely. At that point, I'd started roaming around finding random side quests and using a legendary skill technique to work in the other attribute trees. After all that, my PS3 took a shit, lost all my data, eventually sold the unit, and didn't play for a couple of years. Man, that stinks. Oh my god. Because my first character I maxed out and took, and maxed, it was when you could only go to 81. I maxed every single category too on the 360. Fast forward to today. Flash Forward was a terrible TV show. Fast forward to today. I got my son an Xbox 360 over the summer. Bought him the Legendary Edition of Skyrim. I picked it back up a couple of months ago and started from scratch. Currently playing a Breton, level 35. Finished Companions, College of Winterhold, and Thieves Guild. Archery, Sneak, and Two-Handed leveled way up. Almost done with the Nightingale. Refuse to give up the skeleton key just yet. And I'm at Parthenax, part of the Dragon Quest, and have 2 houses and the Archmage quarters. Now I'm taking a break from questing and trying to level up smithing, enchanting, and alchemy. Kind of tedious. I only play an hour or 2 at a time when I have time. All these years later, though, I still love the game. Anyway, loving the podcast. Very entertaining. Love hearing I'm not the only one falling asleep while playing and falling off cliffs and getting my ass kicked by Briarhearts and Deathlords. I think I vaguely remember that. I believe it was back when I played on 360. I dozed off and ran a horse off a cliff or something. I know Connor, my son, had to run a horse off of ran Shadowmere off of High Hrothgar and killed Shadowmere. Which at that point I didn't know you could kill him, but yes, you can. So thanks, Josh, for emailing in. And Yeah, we have very similar play styles, except I don't go to the two-handed. I do like double daggers, double weapons, double maces, things like that. But speaking of crafting, oh god, let me pull up the date. Since we're going to be ramping up towards the new special edition release, we want to kind of get into September 18th. September 18th, as I do my Peter Brady impression. September 18th, we'll be doing a show dedicated to the crafting in general. And that will be the vanilla crafting, as well as recommending mods that may happen to work, that may be popping up for consoles. Since we don't know exactly what mods are going to be available for consoles, just like an idea of what mods we use for crafting in our normal Skyrim game on PC, to give the future console players an idea. But we're going to do a crafting kind of roundtable discussion episode on September 18th. So if you have any feedback for that or have any tips on crafting, all of the crafting, enchanting, smithing, alchemy, if you have any tips for that at all, September 18th, we're going to be doing that. Send in your emails, send in your voicemails, any kind of audio file I can play, or I will read anything, obviously, as you've heard. I will struggle through and read badly. But no, I will read if you send it in, or I will definitely play it if it comes in. So remember that. Crafting, September 18th. If you have any mods you want to recommend for that may, obviously we don't know for sure, that may be available on the consoles, especially the Xbox One. Definitely make sure you send that in. I personally am going to be getting it for the Xbox One just to play it on there and see how it plays, because I want to keep my PC version clean. I don't want to upgrade it or anything because I like the mods it has and I like the characters I'm playing and everything works on it. So I like to keep it there. But yeah, as far as that, we're going to be definitely focusing on that. So, and then we'll probably do like a character show, like in general, how we play the game type show as well. All leading up to the October 28th release of the remaster. So, if you have any ideas of a show you would like to have happen, any questions you have about the game, or if you're interested in playing and haven't played before, I assume we'll be getting people like that as well with everything coming up. So, that'll be with other people, obviously, like Victor and hopefully Colin and all will be on, and hopefully Andrew. So, those shows will be all encompassing. I think actually Juan may be able to come back for that one as well, which will be awesome. So that's where we are with that. And thanks, Josh. I do have some emails from Dave. Actually, that one's an audio one. I'll be adding that in right after I'm finished here. Just a heads up. But I do have one to read here as well. So he's got a system rebuilt, Skyrim and lots of other things reinstalled from backup. New SSD is great. And he's actually been playing Doom a lot. This was this was only 5 days ago. Okay. See, I was on vacation, so I'm a little out of sorts. Apologize. Anyway, still haven't gotten my Skyrim mods the way I want them. Still pissing about. The problem is I keep changing my mind about some mods, mostly to do with frame rate. Some are really script heavy, some are graphically straining my system. Need to upgrade the graphics card, but can't really justify it to myself. I know that feeling very well. I may have solved one issue doing an audio Let's Play. I'm using my Microsoft controller instead of the mouse and keyboard. No more loud clicks and scraping sounds in the audio. Actually, I listened to the audio and it sounds very good. So there was no issues with it. This gave me an idea for an audio Let's Play. I confess I'm really crap at using a controller, so I thought I'd record my journey of improvement by starting a variety of characters using random start mod and seeing what happens. I've tried this in the past, and it's good fun. I do love the random starts, alternate starts. They're really fun. You can just, especially like hop it up to Legendary and just hop in and play a character, see what happens, go till you die, and try something else. Those are really fun things to do. So like upcoming with the consoles, I'm sure there'll be some kind of alt start will be available at some point The alt start mods are fantastic fun. Because sometimes they'll just drop you in the worst possible place. I started in Blackreach once. Oh my god. With nothing. Level whatever, 0 in the middle of Blackreach, having to get out of there. That was a good time. I started underwater once on one of the mods. I forget what it was. I was underwater. I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is not good. So that happens as well. I also do getting back to the email. I also do crafting a lot, so I thought I could incorporate that into using complete crafting overhaul and complete cooking and alchemy overhaul mods. Mind you, I would still walk everywhere, so there may be lots of me saying, oh, look, here's some red mountain flowers. Great, I got 6 that time. The background music and sound of Skyrim are great, though. Yes, they are, and I'll be playing that right after this, so just a heads up. But if you wanted to hear an audio Let's Play as well, another one, we do Let's Play Skyrim. Right now, I am personally going through the main quest. Next up, Colin is going through the Mages Guild. And then after that, Victor's actually doing some mod quests that he had sent me. So I'm going to be getting those ready as well. They come out a few times a week. They're only about 20 minutes to a half hour. You can just kind of throw them on in the background, hear Skyrim, you're basically just hearing the quests and us talking and kind of explaining what we're doing. So if you're new to the game or old to the game and just want to hear the game and kind of experience it, just heads up there. All right. Extract from the journals of McBeta Blackstone. Freydis, 8th of Morningstar, 4th era, 203. 7,000 bloody steps. I must be as mad as Sheograth to want to do this. Clemic lied to me. Clemic lied to me. The first thing we came across was a bloody cave bear just past the bridge. Strange bloody wolf. Oh yes, there was another wolf pretending to be a frost troll higher up. Yeah, because Clemic tells you there's just some wolves. 7,000 bloody steps. I had been tempted to leave Drogo behind, but he would have just followed me anyway. That rune on his rump and the one on my arse basically overrules anything I say. We left early, just as first light was breaking up, picking up Clemic's supplies on the way. We headed over the bridge and up the first set of steps. I noticed a plaque and what looked like a small shrine set back from the path. I read the words, but they made no sense to me. But I don't have an appreciation of fine phrases. We crested the first set of steps and moved to a level path, which offered a wonderful view of Iverstead in the early morning light. There was a bloody cave bear sitting eating what looked like a goat. I fired up my flame matronac as Drogo and Lydia took off. The bear took a beating and ended, falling off the edge, down to an old shack beside the river. I thought I remembered about some poor hermit-like beggar who lived there, but I wasn't sure. I stopped my 2 maniacs from going back down, and we moved up the steps past several goats. Another plaque. What looked like a pilgrim was just leaving on its way down the steps. Lucky bugger. He nodded and said, "Watch out for wolves up ahead." Heard them in the night. I read the plaque. It still didn't make sense. Just another quote of some sort. Anyway, onward and unfortunately upward. The temperature was dropping, so Yendigo and I changed into fur armor and broke out the fur cloaks. My cloak is rather warm. Ice Wolf cloak. Very cozy. Not much point in freezing to death, I said after we changed. Lydia just looked at me pityingly and snorted. It isn't cold. Bloody Nords. God, she still wore her steel armor. The only warm thing she wore was that stupid fur helmet and her hide cloak. An Ice Wolf ran. I really mean ran past us. Something up ahead had scared it off. Oh, bugger, what now, I thought. Another one of Clemic's big wolves? Mind you, to be fair, the wolf never got past Drogo and Lydia. Drogo stopped it by launching himself at it. Lydia just chopped the thing to bits. Not much of a pelt left. Oh god, it's a bloody ice wraith. These long serpent-like freezing, sinuous demons of ice are fast and dangerous. This one was holding its place, swirling continuously in the air at a bottleneck in the path. Out came my flame atronac, and then I traded a firebolt in my right hand and flames in my left. My Atronach caught the Wraith's attention, and I hit it with a firebolt spell. I held my flames spell at the ready in case it got too close. Nobody could get past me in this narrow of a path, and only Indigo was able to fire arrows over my shoulder. I could hear Lydia shouting, "Get out of the way." "Do not move to your right, my friend," he whispered in my ear as he just fired an arrow after arrow at the damn thing. I kept floating out of the way of most of the arrows. God, it was fast and bloody tough. Finally, it eventually succumbed to our onslaught and exploded into a burst of icicles. I had just picked up some ice wraith teeth and realized I was still being shouted at by Lydia. She shouted that I had been in her way. "How am I supposed to protect you if you don't let me through?" she shouted. Really quite loud, and I was getting a tad annoyed. Now, I'm used to women shouting at me, but this really pisses me off. I shouted her down, and I told her to behave. I told her rather forcefully, "If I want to tackle something myself, you can help, but I'm damned if I'm going to hide behind you all of the time. I've managed very well in the past, thank you." She stormed off up ahead in a real temper, muttering dark words which included things like bloody idiots, bloody fools, bloody thanes, bloody myrrh, and damned all mages to oblivion. Drogo chased after her for some reason. Oh gods, I really don't need this. 2 bloody Drogos in my life is 1 bloody Drogo too many. We caught up with her at another plaque, talking to an elf hunter by the looks of her. We had passed the corpses of 3 freshly killed wolves on the way. Lydia seemed to have worked her temper by the time we reached her. She glared at me, daring me to say something. I just nodded to the hunter, continued on as if nothing had happened, and nearly walked into a frost troll, perched on a ledge overlooking the path. This looked like a big, mean bastard, and we spread out. "Wait," I growled. "Lydia, you hold down the bloody overgrown cat there until we are ready. Just let my flame Atronach wear it down a bit. These buggers are really hard to kill, as you damn well know. Maybe even a second fire Atronach, and then arrows and firebolts to weaken it. Then we attack." All hell let loose when I felt able to shout, "Now." Drogo, Lydia, and Indigo attacked at the run. It was a close thing between Drogo and Lydia as to who got the first hit. I placed fire runes in front of me and stood back like a general. I had done my bit. Now it was up to my people. Lydia went straight in with her axe and shield. Indigo attacked from the right with his ebony sword. Drogo just jumped in and out, biting whatever part of the troll became available. Gods, they were good. That troll never really stood a chance, if truth be known. Weakened by fire Atronachs, Indigo, and Lydia's arrows, and my fire bolts, then a final deadly attack by axe, sword, teeth, and claws. We rested for a bit whilst I skinned and butchered the troll. The pelts are worth a fair bit, and the blood ingredients taken from the carcass are really very useful in alchemy. Another plaque was seen, read, and then passed on as we went. I still don't get the meaning of the bloody words. The weather was getting worse with snow and almost blizzard-like conditions driving across our path, partially blinding us. We kept close to the rock face from the edge. The wind howled and screamed past us, lifting snow and driving it into drifts along the rocky ledge. 4 more plaques were now read, 9 so far. I was about to give up on them when suddenly the wind dropped, the snow stopped, and we were facing a wide staircase with a chest at the top. The offering chest of the Greybeards, into which I dropped Klimik's supplies as instructed. I noticed another plaque and wandered over, thinking, gods, how many more of these are there? I read this final plaque and suddenly became aware of calmness setting down on me. A friendly, warm feeling imbued itself into my body, and I was suddenly aware that no animal would attack me on this mountain ever again. Strange feeling, but somehow I liked that feeling. We moved on up the last few remaining stairs and on through a high door and into High Hrothgar to finally meet the Greybeards. I hope these people are hospitable and worth the effort, because I was bloody tired, cold, and hungry. So that is the latest from the Journals of Mac Beta, they headed up to High Hrothgar, where ironically I was just at. So, so there's that as well. So stay tuned for Dave's audio feedback, and be wrapping up the show here. We'll have another show probably this weekend, or probably sometime next week, actually. But I'm going to get some playtime in this weekend. It's going to be hot out. So if you have any feedback, you can send it to SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show or any of the shows, please leave a review on iTunes. They are helpful. If you would like to support the show and purchase a t-shirt, Etsy.com/shop/ASA podcasting, and you can see the Skyrim Addict or Fallout feed shirt there. And join us for the charity thing on October 29th. Other than that, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. And I will be back next time. Stay tuned for Dave right here, and I will talk to you in a couple days. Later, everyone.
Hi everybody, my name is Dave, and I'm doing this in response to Andrew's request for my voice to be heard. I'm the author of the beta stories, and I'm going to do this slightly differently. I'm going to do the Let's Play as similar to what Michael's doing at the moment. I'm going to play my normal playstyle, but I'm making it difficult for myself. I'm going to use my Microsoft controller rather than my standard mouse and keyboard, which is a bit noisy for recording purposes. You get noises like that and clicks, which really aren't very clever. So I'm going to use the controller. Anyway, I've started off with a Nord female warrior, Lydia Dreyfusdottir, and she is a Nord warrior with absolutely no magic. Her magicka is 10, her health is 140, and her stamina is 160. She has smithing skills of 36, heavy armour of 30, block of 35, two-handed 40, one-handed 35, archery of 37, and sneak of 11. Her lock picking is minus 35. In other words, she can't pick locks to save herself. She's absolutely useless. She's ham-fisted at lock picking. That's part of some of the mods that I'm running. A list of the mods, I'll refer to them occasionally, but the main ones I'm using, I've started using a random alternate start, and that uses character creation overhaul, and I've ended up in Carthvaston in the Reach. And the way it is that she's on her way back home. Her mother has obviously dumped her here on one of her trials and tribulations. I use Campfire, Hunterborn, and I Need. Immersive, just about everything. Immersive Citizens, iHUD, weapons, whatever. I use the sounds of Skyrim, and we'll see how we get on with this. Anyway, so my normal style is I walk everywhere. I'm not going to change that because I think you don't really play the game properly unless you're walking. And let's be honest, in the days that this is meant to be set in, there's the odd carriage that will take you somewhere, but basically people walk. Lydia doesn't ride horses. She'll use a horse and she'll use it as a pack horse, so she'll use it to carry things. And that's normally what I do. I have some of the horse mods on, but I tend just to use them as a pack horse, which would walk along behind me. So here we are walking along the road in just outside Carthvaston, following the river, coming up to a signpost. The road to the right shows me that's the way to Markarth, and the road I'm on is the road to Whiterun, which is my destination. The road itself is almost cobbled, it's stone covered, plenty of bushes and what have you on the side. There's a river, fairly fast flowing river on my right, down in the gorge. One of the other things I have here is I'm harvesting. Lydia has a slight interest in alchemy, mainly for healing potions and stamina potions. She doesn't go much beyond that. And I'm just coming up to a bridge, and I'm coming across a horse standing in the middle of a road. It looks like it is in fact an imperial horse. The owner has obviously been killed. One of the downsides to Skyrim, I suppose, is you can't loot the horse. Although it's got a nice looking bow and a shield on it, but anyway, not a lot I can do about that. Anyway, we'll carry on across the road. I can see a goat up ahead, running ahead of me, obviously slightly scared. I'll have a wee look over into the river. It's quite far down. Yeah, it's quite a deep gorge. I wouldn't like to fall down there. Anyway, I'm coming up to what looks like a fortification up ahead, and I suspect it's actually occupied by some of the Forsworn. By the looks of it, it looks a bit run down. It's obviously not occupied by regular troops. So I'm going to go into sneak mode, although my sneak isn't brilliant. And I do have some crappy iron armour on, which will make it even less useful. So this is the Broken Tower Redoubt, and I'm going to do my best to bypass this as quietly and as quickly as possible. Somebody's obviously spotted me. You can hear the music, the battle music starts up, but I'm going to ignore them and carry on past. The goat's obviously heard the music and it's running like hell. Wise goat. As stupid as this look. Anyway, I'm coming up past the redoubt now. Nobody's actually challenged me, which makes a change. Usually I get challenged. There's a couple of bodies here up ahead. So yes, I was right, it is a Forsworn. There's a Forsworn lying on the ground. Got a raw goat's leg. I'll have some of that. There's a dead Imperial Patrol dog. I'm going to ignore that. We've come across probably the owner of the horse, an Imperial soldier. He has a hunting knife which I'll take, a Legionnaire sword which is better than the one I have, and some steel arrows, and an Imperial bow. Not as good as my bow, but good enough. I'll carry on now, down the road again, foraging as I go. I'm picking up flowers. I don't know if people have used Hunterborn, but it allows you to forage reasonably well. Hello there, gentlemen. Dawnguard Patrol. These guys look tough, but I'll give them the good one. Oh. Really fighting? I think I'll just get out of the way.
Think you can take me?
Nope, I'm getting out your road. They've obviously crossed swords with the Forsworn. I'm going to ignore them because I'm far too low a level here. I just want to get out of the way and get home. Pick up some tundra cotton, some lavender. The character line past me. Anyway, Rolf. Up ahead, chasing a rabbit. I'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep going forward, do I want to use my sword or my bow on this wolf? I think I'll go for the bow. And good shot. One wolf down. Let's see what it's got on it. Retrieve my arrow. And I'll skin the pelt. Harvest the ingredients. What did I get? Canine teeth, wolf claws, wolf heart, eye of wolf, all good. And some animal fat. I'll not bother with the meat and I'll dispose of the corpse. So that was Hunterborn actually kicked off and played. Now coming down the hill again, round the bend, and oh, bandits, damn it.
You'll be so much easier in a rogue one. You're dead!
I'm going to run.
Call yourself a Nord?
Yep. They're not a stupid Nord. 2 against 1 isn't fair. And I'm going to leave you guys behind. Right. Taking a shortcut. Yeah, well, I don't have any coin for you to catch and count out, so. Yeah, you got to catch me first. I'll let you play with the wolves that have come round. Now I've got myself tucked in a corner here on some rocks.
You start running so I can snap you in the back.
And the bandits have left me alone. And all I've got to do now is deal with the wolves who are now watching me with hungry eyes. Well, that's one gone. Another one's run. Will he come back? Probably. Quite nice we perch this up high out the way. And I think we'll stop there for the moment, save the game, and stop.
Thanks for listening to this episode of A Skyrim Addict. You can find all of our contact information, YouTube channel information, as well as other shows over at asapodcasting.com. including our newest show, The Fallout Feed. Special thanks to Claire Lafar for the show's artwork. You can find her stuff at etsy.com/MayaFirePrints, MayaFirePrints. And a thank you to Dan Bull for the use of his music in the roundtable open and close. You can find him on YouTube or iTunes. Just search Dan Bull. Once again, thanks for listening, and later, everyone.